Hello, my name is Asha, and this is Asha's Movies, and today we're going to be going through my top 10 Disney slash Pixar films I own in my DVD slash Blu-ray. Well, they're all DVD, so my DVD collection. So I'm going to go down from 10 to 1, and you'll probably also agree with a lot of these, especially with the ones in the 1, 2, probably 3 spots if you know childhood, you know. So let's get straight into this video then. I would just like to say, don't forget to like, subscribe to the notification bell on, and check out the other channel for comic book related content. There will be a video coming out hopefully this week. Just trying to schedule it really for a time where I have loads of time free, which will probably be the weekend if I've got nothing going on then. I got a few videos planned for that weekend then. So at number 10 then, making it just about into the number 10 spot, we have the Beauty and the Beast live action movie. So yeah, I thought it was actually quite good, considering I thought it was actually quite good. I think it came out in 2019, so about 6 years ago now. Well, yeah, about 6, depending what time it came out last year. Yeah, and it has Dolby Audio. It's a good film. I think Emma Stone's a really great actress. Obviously Emma Watson's a really great actress. Obviously we all know her from the not Star Wars, the Harry Potter Chronicles. The Harry Potter films. She was really good in them, and she was actually quite good in this as well. We have also a lot of great actors and actresses in this as well, with Dan Stevens, Luke Evans, and Josh Gad in here as well as Ewan McGregor. Yeah, it was a really good fun film, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching it at some point. Obviously, you won't normally see this in a top 10 Disney movies for a man per se. I know it was, but it was, yeah. Sorry about the noise in the background. It's just my family. So yeah, Beauty and the Beast. It's not normally something you'll see in the top 10 for a guy, but I do quite enjoy this film. It is a really great film, and out of the selection I've got, this is definitely making it into the top 10 for me. Yeah, it was quite a fun film. I'm not gonna say it was bad because it definitely wasn't bad. Yeah, this was the next thing, number 9, then we've got Ratatouille. I know this makes their way into a lot of people's top 4s on Letterboxd in particular. I've seen it quite a few times on there. Ratatouille's always been a great film for me to watch. I've seen it quite a few times, a lot of times in school, surprisingly. It's one of them films that will pop up in school here in the UK. Not just for cooking, but, if we have a sub for a music lesson, normally they'll put a Disney film on that's just a normal Disney film, and then I'll pick Ratatouille because it's the most obvious choice, really, when it comes to Disney films, because obviously not everybody wants to watch Moana or, Incredibles, but this is a film that everybody gets on with, and it's actually quite interesting at times as well. The animation style on this film is actually absolutely amazing as well, considering how long ago it was made, which was, I can't remember when it was made, actually. If I remember, I'll put it in the video. I'll put a clip in of the video as soon as possible. If not, I'll put it in the description below. So, yeah, that is making its way into my top 10 then as well at number 9. Yeah, I thought it was a really good watch. I really enjoyed it. I got this nice edition. It's got a slipcover, and it's a 2-disc edition. Normally with my Disney titles, I don't get 2-disc editions, because it just doesn't pop up. But it was really fun. It is a really fun watch, and I still do enjoy watching it to this day. Yeah, it's a really quite one of them films that you can watch over and over and over, and still doesn't get too boring. So the next one then, I've got the animated original Walt Disney classic, Aladdin. So this film was quite a film when I was growing up. Yeah, this was growing up here in the UK. Not just in the UK, I'm sure all over the world it's very popular, especially in the Disney era of like the UK, where they had stuff like the Disney Channel, and yeah, there was Disney films on all the time, CITV, BBC, stuff like that. This would be one of them films that would pop up here and there, here and there, here and there. It'd always be on one channel or another, and and to be honest, I don't know why they stopped doing stuff like that. This comes with a nice little lyrics book, which is quite cool because obviously this is a musical type of Disney film as well. And I really miss these old Disney releases. We don't really get them too often anymore. Obviously, this is classic number 31. This is making its way at number 8 on my top 10 Disney / Pixar movie picks from the collection. And then I have Mary Poppins, starring Julie and Andrews and Dick Van Dyke. This is not really in my top 5, top 8, not in my top 7 because of me, but more or less because it's one of my when my mother, my brother, my sister, my father, when we used to watch films and we couldn't decide what to watch, or if we had, because we used to collect DVDs back in the day, obviously, that's what kind of got me back into this, was, realising how much that you don't have available anymore. I thought, I gotta grab Mary Poppins on DVD, because it was one of them childhood favourites of mine, that I would watch, especially with my mother, because this would always be like the go-to movie for us in my house, old house at least. We used to watch this. We used to watch it at least once a year because it was just one of them films that was so likable, and it was, yeah, especially with all the musical elements to it as well. Yeah, great cast, and it is a great movie, and yeah, I'm actually glad they made the sequel, because the sequel to it wasn't bad. I did enjoy the sequel. If I find the sequel on DVD, I'm obviously going to pick that up as well. But I did enjoy this one a lot more than I do the sequel. Yeah. Yeah, so that is number 6 on my top 10 of Disney films. And so, next, we're going to go for a bit different then. We're going to go to animation again, but we're going to Pixar animation, which I don't think we've had any of that yet. No, we haven't had Pixar. No, this isn't Pixar, actually. This is Disney animation. I forget that. So, Big Hero 6. So, obviously, we've got the character Baymax there. And it is a really fun and... it is a really fun film. And it obviously has won some awards, like Academy Award Best Animation Feature Film of 2014. This is one of them films I can put on and just, get along with my day. It's one of them films I really enjoy watching. When, if I was about to go to bed, this would be the type of film I'd put on to like chill my brain out after a long day of revising or stuff like that, because I do enjoy these type of films. Obviously, the animation style for 2014, which is 12 years ago now, which is crazy. It was so great, and it was just such a fun watch, and it still is. I've been meaning to revisit this because I haven't watched it in about 2-3 years now, so we're going to revisit that hot and upcoming video. If you want me to rewatch any of these Disney titles, make sure you do comment it down below. One with the most comments, I'll rewatch as soon as possible. Right, breaking it into my top 5 then, we have Dumbo. This is a Disney classic, and this is classic number 4. So this was quite early on in Walt Disney's career when he made this film. It's Disney's 4th animated classic film. This is quite a film. I will admit, this is probably one of my favorite. This is my top 5. This is in my top 5 animation films of all time. I don't care what anyone says. It is that good. It's such a fun and instrumental watch, in the animation community. Back when it was made, I think it's just over an hour long. So it shows you how long these films used to be back in the day. Can't remember. I'll try and put it in the comments. I'll try and put it either in the comments description or I'll pop it up on the video. But this was one of them films, again, it's a childhood film for me. It's not top 4 material on Letterboxd, but it probably is for some people. And that's okay, because Disney films are okay to have in your top 4. Superhero films are okay to have in your top 4. Pixar films are okay to have in your top 4. Your top 4 is your 4 favourite movies, not 4 brilliant movies you've ever seen, 4 most brilliant movies you've ever seen in your lifetime. Just because the film is brilliant doesn't mean you like it, okay? Stuff like, for me, The Black Swan, it's a brilliant movie, but it's not the type of movie I kind of vibe with, you know what I mean? It's not that type of movie for me. Or maybe there's some movies that you like more than others, like The Expendables 4. That's very low rated on IMDb, Letterboxd, Rotten Tomato, but I actually give it quite a decent high rating, and I quite enjoyed it as well. You know, you have your specific taste in movies, and that's okay to have. And especially in today's society with all the stuff going on, movies are really important for people. And not you don't have to collect movies. You can watch movies on streaming services. There's nothing wrong with that. I watch movies on streaming services when I can't be bothered to put a DVD on, or if there's a new release I don't have on DVD, because I don't really buy new releases, to be honest, because I am broke and I don't have a lot of money to buy new releases. They are quite expensive, but you can obviously just watch the new releases on streaming service. It doesn't matter how you watch them. You're still a part of the movie community, no matter what you do, and if you watch films or how you think about films. You're still a part of the movie community either way. Yeah. So this was one of my favorites growing up. Again, mainly because of my mother, because she loves Dumbo and she loves I love elephants. Elephant's my favorite animal of all time. And yeah, this was just such a fun film to watch. And this is the 70th anniversary edition, which is kind of cool to think about in a way. So next thing we have then, I'm sure this is in most people's top 5s for Pixar and Disney, or just Pixar in general. It might be number 1 for Pixar people, to be honest. This is Cars. Yes, this film is absolutely amazing. I can't say anything bad about it. It's in my top 4. Probably should be in my top 3, to be honest. But I've just this is one of the movies you grow up with. It's such a fun and exciting story. Fudge. Sorry. Let's not look. It's just such a fun and exciting story to watch and to see on screen. And the animation style for the time was quite good, and it was just such a good fun film. The animation doesn't even really matter to me, because this is such one of them fun films. I can't say no to watching again and again and again and again and again. And we've got like the special edition here, which is a Christmas edition, which is actually kind of cool to see. So yeah, that is number 4 then. I'm just going to speed a little bit up because this video is getting a bit long. Next, we have The Incredibles. I will admit, Incredibles 2 was not as good as Incredibles. And it's okay, because the first one was so good that they didn't need to make a second. And even for when it was made, it was such a peak film. The characters, the character development throughout the film, the story, the hidden adult jokes in the film, the Frozone was my favourite character probably in the entire film, voiced by Samuel Jackson. Yeah, it was really fun, and the characters, the development, the plot, the storyline, the superhero aspect of it, as well as what probably drew me into superhero films altogether, because they are one of my favorite superhero teams. I would put it on my Mount Rushmore of superhero teams, if I'm honest, because how can you have a Mount Rushmore of superhero teams without having one of the first animated superhero teams of all time? This is such a peak and fun film to watch with your friends, with your family, or by yourself. I'll pick that up now. Making it into the top 2 then, we have Monsters University. I know a lot of people prefer Monsters Inc. over this, but I really do enjoy my Monsters University. It's one of my favourite watches ever, and it's got my favourite characters ever, Sully and Mike. Just like the characters is what really drew me to this film at first. I remember when I was younger, it was one of them films that, I could put on, enjoy, have my food when I was watching it. It's one of them films that, really draws you into it as well. I'd put it on for maybe 5 minutes and I'd end up watching the entire film. It's not long, it's great animation, the colour, really pops out to you. And the story overall is about making friends, kind of, and it's like about helping and sticking up for your friends in a way. And I feel like Disney doesn't do that type of stuff anymore. It's all changed in the past few years. But then when we used to have films like this, they were a lot more vibrant and better, in my opinion. So yeah. Making it to number 2, we have Monsters University. I'm going to pick a Monsters Inc. at some point. I really do want to pick it up. But that is that. Toy Story, then, is my number 1 Disney Pixar film of all time. This is going to be everybody's top 1, I think. Because the story, the film, the characters, Woozy, Buzz, Mr. Potato Head, Rex, Slinky, you know, just the characters is what really draws you to it, and the story about it's overall it's about not hiding who you are, and about the story about how people grow up. And I don't want to grow up, you know, people don't want to grow up when they're older. When they're younger, they say, oh man, I can't wait until I'm an adult. But when you're older, you really think, oh man, I wish I was young again. And it kind of does discuss that in a bit in the film overall, because it is a really great story. And yeah, I'll probably do an entire video talking about Toy Story and the Toy Story trilogy at some point, because I'm going to rewatch them and I'm going to tell you my entire thing about the Toy Story trilogy.